Okay. All right, so we are live. Let me check all the socials. We should be on the FLESHGOD social. Yeah. And I can see your comments coming. Awesome. And here is on the Nuclear Blast page. Okay, let me close this one. All right, so welcome everybody to the Saturday Night Lockdown. This is the episode number 3, and it's fantastic. A lot of people already commenting and interacting with us. So thank you for supporting us. This means the word to us. We just started 2 weeks ago on our social, and it became so huge that we moved here in the Nuclear Blast channel. And yes, this is because of you, because you followed us and you were so many, and it's absolutely great. All right, so today is it is a special episode because it's the first one that we kind of broadcast on the Nuclear Blast YouTube channel, and also because we have Epica together with us, Simone. She's going to be with us for the next hour, and then Isaac is going to join. And they are amazing human beings. So we've been on tour with them back in 2016, and it was an amazing experience. And we have only very good memories of that tour, so we really wanted them to be with us in this new chapter of our career, since we had to stop going on tour because of this lockdown that we are everywhere in the world. We are all locked down and we cannot move, and so we decided to change a little bit our plans, and we started this new thing, and we wanted them to be part of this as well. So please welcome Mrs. Simone. Let's see if everything works.
Hello,
Hi, Simone.
everybody. Hello, how are you doing?
Very good. So we have a little bit of delay on the socials, but it should be on air right now. Yeah. Awesome. So how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm actually working, recording the new Epica album, the vocals. So I had a long day already. If I appear a little tired, that's why. Because I've been singing my lungs out of my chest for the last 6 hours.
Oh, that's good. You're still doing pre-productions, or you're already tracking?
Final recording, yes. Almost done.
Ah, wow. Awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're almost done with the whole album. So you're
that's correct.
Oh, that's great. I mean, it's also something, I think that this virus slowed down everybody. Even you guys have the issues for recording the album. You were supposed to go somewhere else. I spoke with Isaac about this, and that's great that you find a way to keep on working on the album.
Yeah, we searched for solutions, because shortly before I was about to go to the Netherlands, things got really bad. And for our own safety, like my safety, my family's safety, I stayed home. And then we started looking for solutions. We had no idea how things were going to develop. And we would like to finish the record, and the vocals were the last part. And Mark had to record at home in Sicily. He was already confined to his country. He couldn't fly anymore. And so he recorded his vocals at home in his clothing closet, because that's the best acoustic. And I tried to do it as well in my home, but I couldn't find a good spot. I guess I don't have a walk-in closet like he does. So, and and thank goodness I didn't go to the Netherlands, because my flights were also canceled, and then I would have been stuck there, and I have a family, and I know you understand. You want to be with your family in these
I know.
times. So
yeah, Yeah, we suffered the same thing. We were about to go on tour to United States, and you know, it all fell apart in a minute. We had to cancel also Mexico, but we are lucky that we can stay with our families. And you made the right choice, actually, because a lot of people tried to leave, and then they've been stuck somewhere so far away. So how is it in Germany right now? Because in Italy we started to have this a little bit earlier. Now it looks like a little bit better. We still have to be in alert anyway, because there is a little improvement, just a little. How is it in Germany? Are you going to reopen some stuff in the next few weeks, or you're still going to be in lockdown?
Well, we are still allowed to leave the house to go into the forest and work out in the open air, of course, with 2-meter distance. But I believe on Monday we are going to get the news if some shops are allowed to open again. But schools are closed still until beginning of May. And I have a small child at home who does need a lot of exercise and misses his friends. And, it's hard to catch up on the schoolwork. So, but overall, we're all healthy. We still have everything we need. And it's just a little bit more challenging, I would say. And sometimes, it's just the thought that you don't know as a musician how the future is going to look like. That sometimes is a little bit unsettling. But I like that we're all becoming very creative and that we're connecting with our community through the internet. I think that's a great thing. And all of us have home studios, so we're going to just be very creative, use our time well, spend it with family, and write new music or have other creative projects. So
how's it working with the school for your kid? Is the same here? My kid is going digital school right now. They start with Google Meet or this stuff,
Yeah, that's not the case here in Germany. We just get a big pile of homework, and the parents have to do it with the kids. Okay. So some of it he can do alone, but I still help him, and he doesn't like it. He calls it Corona holiday. He's like, "Why do I have to do homework? It's the holidays." But I try to explain him it's not the holidays, but he's sick, so he's still a little too young to understand it. No, there's no digital schools here, so we just do like 1 hour of homework a day, and the rest we try to do exercises. We transformed the house into kind of a circus with a trampoline, a swing. We have a boxing bag, and he's got inline skates. So we have a small living room, but he's like all the time wearing his inline skates.
Wow, that's great.
House is a mess, so.
Yeah. I feel you. I perfectly feel you. It's all of a sudden we have to reshape our lives, But for musicians, touring musicians like us, as some kind of an opportunity to really enjoy family time for real, because we are, at least me, I speak for myself, I always confine this family time in between work. It's like, okay, I go to the studio, and now there's always something important to do that takes me away. And this time I've been forced to be home, and at first it was like, oh, it's going to be a disaster. But in the end, it was like, okay, baby, I should just change my priorities for once, and see what is going to happen. And I'm actually enjoying this time home, even working wise, even if we had to change completely. I became I'm hosting a podcast. 1 month ago, it was like, the farthest idea in my mind. And I wouldn't do something like this. But now this is an opportunity for me and my band, and this is great. So, that's cool. There's a lot of people writing on YouTube and on Facebook. It's very hard to read all the comments, but there's a lot of people that loves you. They love you. There's also somebody that is offering I volunteer to clean your house. So,
that's very nice. But not more than 3 people are allowed. So, and we're already 3 people. So, gotta clean my own toilet. Sorry.
Yeah.
But thanks for the offer.
Yeah, but you're also lucky that your husband Oliver is a musician, and I checked out your performance the other night. So that is beautiful. I think you can still go on and explore and expand your musical,
horizon.
Yeah, you can try new stuff. Like, it was different.
Yeah, well, we both love jazz as well, so we're metal heads, but we just love music in general. Yeah. And I asked him to help me out when I was nominated to do this, or when Elise from Amaranth asked me if I wanted to do it. And since I don't play the piano that well, nor play any guitar, I asked Oliver, and then he took a lot of time to study the Epica songs and the other stuff that we did, and it was a lot of fun. We had a good time, although the only thing we don't like, of course, as musicians, being able to do professional productions. It's very basic, of course, and we were struggling with my phone because the mic couldn't take the volume of my voice, so it was distorting every once in a while, and he was like,
yeah,
we were both not so happy with the quality of it, but that was, I guess, in the end, not the what it was supposed to be, just like being at home and jamming a little bit and not delivering like a high quality.
Yeah, but audio. I think that this is what the people appreciate the most, that you still stay in touch with people, you still create kind of content for them, it's not, you're not just disappearing. And so I don't think that nobody would mind about the quality, it's they just want to see you, and it is a great opportunity for fans to be in to go deep in the private life like this. Maybe this is something you were doing, in your private life, and now everybody can see it and witness this. Some guys are asking, when are you going to release the new album? I've seen a lot of bands slowing down with the releases right now, so I don't think you have an idea, but I don't know. You have ideas or plans for this?
Well, first we have to finish the album, the recordings, and then of course the mixing and mastering, but we are intending to release it this year. And we have to see the development of the whole Corona crisis and how the music business is being shaped. Every week it's changing, and but yeah, we're discussing it, and I myself would like to release CCD, but if there's a possibility that we cannot tour afterwards, it's difficult to promote an album you worked on so hard and wanted to play live for the audience. But we'll see. We will do our very best, and we also know that music is a little bit the glue that keeps everybody together, that keeps us sane. It's probably even more valued now than ever before, now that we know going to concerts it's not going to happen. It's something we'll have to treasure, the memories that we have from our past tours and concerts that we visited, and try to relive it by listening to the music of the band at home. And let's keep our fingers crossed that we can show our new music. I'm definitely I'm pro releasing the album.
Yeah, you're right. Like, everything is changing every week. Basically, this week we've seen also Wacken that are canceling their. This is the first edition that they cancel since they started doing this. Then this probably. It is the biggest metal event, and canceling something like this is like probably the biggest loss in the German metal industry. So great, that's crazy, and this is totally unpredictable, and I understand perfectly that you have concerns in starting promoting new music right now. It's
How old is your son now? He must be 8 now, right? Or
it is 8.
8, yeah.
Yeah, he's unstoppable. It's very, yeah. It is hard. We are lucky. We are in the countryside, so there's no. It is a pretty safe area. First of all, so we are lucky for this also, and also it's we have a little bit we have some extra room for him, and he's not the type of guy that stays in the same place for the whole day.
Yeah, boys need a lot of moving around. They have a lot of energy, and while I'm recording my vocals, my husband would go on a bike ride with him, like an extreme long bike ride to really wear him out. And then I come home, I'm totally tired from the vocal recordings. He's like, let's go outside and do inline skate. I'm like, okay, I want to go outside, but I had no energy left. And I thought he would be completely tired, but they are unstoppable, like you say.
Yeah. They're full of energy all the time. Yeah.
He could give me some of his energy. That would be nice.
Yeah, but it's great that you managed to record the stuff at home, somehow, and you have collaboration. Your husband is taking care of him while you're doing this, and it's teamwork.
Yeah, we have to do it like this.
They're asking how Mark is. I have him on Instagram, and it looks good. I think it's good. He's done with the vocals, apparently.
Well, he has a nice house. He has a lot of animals. He's with his girlfriend, and he has a little pool. And he says he's actually enjoying working on the house and the garden. And he loves the weather, of course. But we knew through him, because he lives in Sicily, that things were getting really bad before it actually came to Germany and the Netherlands. So he's been living in lockdown for a longer time, but he's also in the countryside, and he can still enjoy being outside, I guess. He's not confined in a bigger city. And he's doing good. Yeah, we are also in touch, and we have weekly band meetings, so everybody knows what's going on. And Koen has also 2 kids, and I believe in Holland, depending on the school, it's also a little bit different. But he says he's busy with the kids, and he also recorded a really fun video with his family. I think he uploaded it on
Instagram. I saw it.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Yeah, they were cool.
Both of his kids are also have been singing on the last album and on this album as well. So I think that's cool. It's like the Kelly family with short hair.
I honestly, we really miss you guys. I mean, the tour we've done together was a great tour. It was a very successful tour, first of all, and for us it was one of the best tours we ever done in the United States. And all the guys were so cool to us. So it's I can tell that that was definitely one of the best experiences we ever done in our whole career. So it was just great. So
I remember the ending also of the tour with the tour prank, because your costumes were so
we were discussing with this because behind the scene, you didn't see him, but my piano player is technically directing the whole thing, and we were discussing this, and it was like, we should just add some sketches or stuff like that in this new episodes. And then we were discussing about these pranks. It was like we should find the pictures of these pranks, and I think he found them, and is gonna post them on the chats. So I have good memories of that pranks as well. Yeah, all the bands complained about how stinky our clothes are, but actually, technically we moved forward with the new ones. They are way more They're not that bad. Now they just they are, I don't know, they smell like ash.
How did you manage not to pass out during the show with that smell?
Right now they're fine. Right now they're fine. But back in the days, here they are. There's he just posted the pictures of. We have a little bit of lag, a little bit of delays with the live stream, but awesome. All right, let me check some other questions. There are some people. You have a lot of fans. Yeah, some people attending the tour. Yeah, thank you for coming, and a lot of people from all over the world saying hi. The new album is coming in 2019. The new album, Epica album, in 2019. Okay.
Somebody's living in a different different time zone.
They have a delay too. All right, so. They're talking about your cats.
It's not my cat. It's the cat from our neighbor that adopted us, and everybody living in 100-meter radius. So.
Okay, so you're using their cat.
No, he's using us. I mean, we're not feeding him.
The other way around.
But he adopted us. He just likes to sleep here. He brings us dead things. Like yesterday, my husband and I were discussing what should we have for dinner, and then the cat came in with the big rats. Like, that's dinner.
All right.
Yeah, so, he's bringing everybody like pigeons.
Yeah.
Like small birds, rats, mice, and we have like a little pet cemetery here because he's like a big predator. I call him Jägermeister because he's always hunting. But he's not our cat.
But it's his way to show you appreciation, probably for what you do, for what you guys do for him. This is a very nice question. What are your classical influences?
My classical influences.
If you have like.
You mean like classical composers or
I
vocalists?
Think so, or vocalist, I guess, maybe.
When I was getting into classical singing, one of the classical singers that I really loved that now turned into a pop singer is Emma Chaplin. She has a very light soprano voice. But when I started out, I was singing along to her CD a lot. I don't know the name of it anymore. But of course, I also listened to Nightwish back then, so Castoria is also a classical singer. I love Tristania as well because they also had this classical female voice combined with metal. And those are. I'm not really so well known with classical singers like that I listen to. So Emma Chaplin, I would say, back in the day, that I enjoyed listening to.
Awesome. And what is your routine before a concert? These are more technical questions for maybe, but it might be cool to know if you have like a specific routine to keep your voice in health. Especially, when we tour, we do so many gigs all in a row, and it's very hard to maintain the quality of the voice and not ruin it.
Well, the voice is the instrument, so you have to take care of your body because basically your whole body is your instrument. So sleep well, have a healthy diet, work out. I drink very little alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't go to parties. I don't talk very loud when I don't like to go into a bar or a cafe where the music's super loud and that I cannot
and I scream all the time.
Yeah, the trick is to go close to somebody's ear and talk in a low, soft voice. That way they understand it better than if you just shout in the air. But I try to avoid that. And if I feel tired, I become more reclusive. I rest, watch movies, and before the show, I do light warming up and I listen to music. I put my in-ear on. I paint my face, do my hair, and it's not really meditating, but it's kind of a calming ritual for me to get into the show mood, because when you're on tour, you're basically hanging around all day. You become a little bit not lazy, but yeah, it's sometimes it's a totally different lifestyle. But I love to do my own hair and makeup and just prepare myself mentally for the show, and I enjoy that very much. So yeah, those are basically my preparations. I don't do really long vocal warm-ups because I've noticed it does make a big difference. Other than that, mostly the guys make fun of me when I do it, or other singers. It's like,
everybody hates the drummer for that.
Well, our drummer likes to do grunting warm-ups just to tease me, But I didn't bring it with me on the last tour, but I'm using it now for the vocal recordings. The little tube that you put in a water bottle, and it's called bubbling or Lux Box. It's a very relaxing way of warming up the vocal cords without singing very strenuous scales up and down.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should start to do something like this as well.
Yeah, because you're now the singer. You used to be the drummer, right?
I used to be the singer. Then I used to be the drummer.
Yeah.
Now, I do whatever it's needed. I mean, as long as we can deliver music and we can go on, and the FLESHGOD is my life. Of course, I have my family and everything, but I invested so much in this band in terms of time and efforts. When we had this little issue of the lineup change, I didn't want to give up, and so I was like, okay, let's try and see. Let people decide if it's worth it or not. And now, the things are exploding in a positive way, so I'm actually very happy. Also, we have Veronica that want to say hi, so let's let him. Where is it? Let me try to check if they can join us. Veronica, you there?
I'm trying to.
All right. Cool. Awesome.
I don't know if you can see me. Maybe.
No. I can only see Francesco. I cannot see myself either. So, there you are. Hello.
Yeah. You look super cool. So.
Yeah, I have an old webcam, so I'm sorry. Like super big pixels and everything. Hi, Simone.
Hi. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm doing okay. How are you?
Also good. Okay. Good. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Yeah. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much for joining, Francesco, and for joining us. It's such an honor and a pleasure to have you. I was following you guys on live in our big screen at home, and there's also Alessandro in the other room following you.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So are you going to do a live concert as well then on Instagram? Something?
Yeah, I think so. We have we recorded some stuff, and we're doing it right now. I don't know. We have so much stuff to do right now, and Francesco here is because we have
many Francescos.
Yeah. So you have to specify which one. They're so full of ideas that sometimes I just lose the track. So guys, okay, what do we have to do now? Okay, yeah, that thing. Okay, but what about the other thing? Okay.
That's what happens now that we have plenty of time, and we have to try to deliver a little bit, entertain people in the ways we can. So we just released actually a cover of Lacrimosa from Mozart Requiem. I think we did it at home, and I think it turned out pretty good. People enjoyed it. It was cool. So yeah, that's this is one of the plans, and she was super scared about this. I was like, oh, it's gonna be fine. People will love it. And you know, I was right.
Yeah.
I would say
I will check it out.
Yeah, it's a cool piano, just a piano and vocals.
Yeah, I
version.
mean the original
minimal.
one is at least 15 voices, like the choir. So when he told me, I really want to do that. It's one of my favorite areas in general. So I was like, are you sure? It's dangerous because I'm not sure I can actually, give it justice.
No,
it worked out pretty, I would say, decent for me. I liked it. I enjoyed. I had fun, and people liked it. So I mean, we did what we could do at home. No regrets for now.
All right.
I'm curious. I'll have to check it out later on.
Yeah, we're gonna anyway. We can post it on the chat as well. I'm gonna send you the link. But it's a pretty minimal version. All right, Vero, I see that you have some issues with the camera. So I want to let people know that you are gonna do a live stream on our Facebook page and on our Instagram page on Tuesday. I guess at 6 p.m. But we're gonna post the flyer later. So I think you have issues. So goodbye. Maybe it's I see just a fixed image. I cannot see.
He's the sweetest. Yeah, he's the sweetest guy in the world. Yeah, have fun, guys. Sorry about the issues.
Take care.
It's I don't know what happened. Like we're trying our best with this means, but
I have a very old camera. Maybe I will buy another one sooner or later.
Webcams are hard to come by because everybody's doing webcam sex now. No, I'm joking.
Okay. I know, Alessandro. I hope it didn't catch that. Okay. Okay. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you.
Ciao. Ciao. Ciao.
Ciao.
All right. So also we're gonna have Isaac joining us in maybe 5 minutes, something like that. So we have some few time together. This was what is your favorite song from Epica's discography? This kind of questions are always super hard.
Yeah, because there is a couple and they fluctuate. My most recent, like the one that I've also enjoyed playing live, would be In All Conscience, and that's a song that Rob actually wrote, and it was not on the Quantum Enigma. It was one of the bonus tracks. But we started playing it live, and I really love it. So, and besides that, the Holographic Principle, the title track, I love very much. Reverence, Unchained Utopia, Mother of Light, Mirage of Verity, which is actually also a bonus track, but one of my favorites. So that it's hard to choose. With each record, there's a couple of songs that you just hold a stronger connection with, and which are really fun to play live. So, and I must say, since we did the Design Universe acoustic version, I really loved how we turned the song Martyr of the Free Word, which is a very heavy metal song, into super intimate, delicate ballad. And it just proves, when the song is good, you can turn it into every different style and it will still work. And I loved how it turned out. And, after many years, I still like that song as well. I actually like the acoustic version more than the live version. Or the normal album version.
This guy asked a very, very weird question, but I like it. It's like, how do you convince yourself what you do or what you think is I don't know what you wanted to. I think I'm trying to understand what he wanted to say. Like, what do you think when you feel low or sad before a concert? It's like this is a cool question because I sometimes I really every day is a different day, So some days, what do you do to enter the right, to have the right mood, to enter in the right atmosphere?
You mean everyday life or before a concert?
No, before concerts. Like when we have to deliver anyway. Sometimes stuff happens and we just don't want to, but all of a sudden something happens in the artist's heart. I guess we change and we become like more in the mood.
Yeah.
If you have like strategies to make it work for you for this.
I've done shows where I was like super sick or something happened in my personal life, and no matter what happened, only if I don't have a voice, I'm always able to perform because I consider myself a professional artist, and if I have a bad day, people won't notice.
Yeah.
I can lock that away, or I try to channel it into something that motivates me, because when you're singing, you're also, you put a lot of emotion in what you do. And I cannot drink alcohol before the show because then I'll just become sloppy. Some people like to do that to relax, but I'm always relaxed before a show. I don't have any like stage fright or anything. And I just have a good time, and I generally then enjoy it. And no matter what happens, for me, when I go on stage, that's what I have to do. If something happens somewhere, I cannot change it anyway. So I try to let go of it, and just sometimes I perform even better if stuff is going on because it just motivates me even more. So it's hard to put my spirit down, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's great. It's more or less what I do. I try to transform all my feelings into energy. That's something that is making me think a lot in these days, because I've seen many bands doing this a live stream concert, and I think it's pretty weird because. It's that feeling. It's something magical that happens when you feel the people so close. When you look at the first row and you just take their energy and transform it into magic. So how is it to perform in front of a camera? Like it's like a video clip, or maybe this is going to be the new dimension, and we just have to adapt as artists to this. It's very right now. Sometimes I feel a little bit lost, not only in the professional side of of having a band, of course, but also in the artistic way. How artistically will go on? How can we survive this? If everything become we have this filter, which is a computer, or a camera or whatever. I don't know. Let's see. Hopefully,
for me, performing in front of the phone or a camera, like you say, we have experience with photo shoots, video shoots, but things I didn't enjoy that much were, for example, shows on the radio or TV stuff. I like to do video shoots because it's a different atmosphere. But I never enjoyed doing TV shows or radio. I become, for a strange reason, nervous. And when we did the live stream, it was weird because I sing when I'm at home and everything is relaxed. And, but my son always tells me to shut up. He's like, it's too loud. My ears are bleeding. And when you do the live show, there are, if you're lucky, fans in front of you. When the festival is different because you get a different audience, but you just see directly in their faces that that they connect to the music. And if you're just looking into a screen and you see your own face all the time, you don't hear people clapping. It's like you're waiting for an applause, but nothing is coming. But of course, with Instagram Live, you have the hearts, and they were constantly giving us hearts. So I guess they enjoyed it, but. A part that I like about being in a band is also the live shows.
Yeah.
And not necessarily being away from home. I do enjoy traveling if I get some sleep.
I know it's hard sometimes.
I like the variety of being at different countries, different cities, get to see the world. And I miss that. And I miss the audience and just seeing directly what the music does to people. Like seeing it in their faces and, like you say, feel the energy, the interaction. And something I've been doing for so long, for so much, so a lot of days in a year I'm gone, and now everything is quiet. And we had a sabbatical before all of this started, and we were ready to kick ass again, and then poof, it's all gone.
Do you have any kind of like idea of what is going to be after this? Have you ever thought about this? Like, is it going to be like a show with restrictions, or people with, I don't know, like how the clubs are going to handle this, like social distancing and stuff like that? I have no idea. When I don't know. I'm just scared about this. Honestly, I have no idea what is. I try to stay positive. I am positive. I'm an optimistic guy, so I'm pretty sure that we will find a solution, and it will take whatever it will take. It's not like a fast thing that is going to happen. But yeah, did you ever think about this? What is going to happen after this?
I think that maybe, hopefully, people will start to adapt to this lifestyle, because this will take a while. And maybe by then, we can integrate it in live shows, just on a smaller scale. Right now, and I see like theater shows in front of me where people are, when they're seated venues, and then it's like one person in, like one chair in between and behind, so that nobody gets too close. But I am also I try to stay optimistic and hopeful, and I think there will be a vaccine coming and things will get back to normal. But the problem is that us as artists, musicians, we are the ones that have the short end of the string, because our life evolves being among a lot of people, and that's the thing they're going to postpone as long as possible. And I'm fearful for smaller bands that are just starting out. That cannot invest in their music by going on tour, because touring is what spreads the word about the music. I mean, back in the day, we toured a lot, and that gave us that we gained popularity, and fans. Our fan base grew because of that. But now everybody is sitting on their money, saving it just for food. Like, who wants to spend money on art or other things that are not, how do you say, vital? For me, art is vital, and being creative.
For some people, it's not essential.
Yes, that's the better word.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but let me take this for reminding we can promote this as much as possible. That if you want to help artists right now, you should purchase music and buy merchandise in the online stores. It's very important. This is actually essential for these people to survive this this period. I mean, like. I perfectly understand what you say, and I'm concerned for. We were probably one of the last bands that had the opportunity to create a proper fan base by touring, and getting paid for this. Right now things have changed so much in the industry lately. Already before this, so I perfectly know that a lot of small band they really struggle, and this situation is gonna put them in real danger, as much as it puts us in a real danger as well. But we still find a way to survive. We still find we are lucky that we have, as you said, this popularity, which is enough to go through this. But for some others, it's a little bit more complicated. So this is cool. Simone has a beautiful voice. How come that she decided to make metal? I think that's I love metal, so for me it's the perfect mix, beautiful voice and metal.
Yeah, for me as well. I think it's a great contrast. Also the good old Beauty and the Beast contrast, the clean, atmospherical, angelic voices combined with the grunts, and we're also a symphonic metal band, so there's a lot of melody in our music as well. And I mean, I love metal. If I listen to metal bands, I can still go crazy and be headbanging in the middle of the room. I remember when I started listening to rock music, I was still living at my parents', and I started with rock grunge music, and I loved listening to Skunk Anansie. And there was one song, I was just feeling the music, and I started banging my head without even knowing that it was called headbanging. And my mom and my sister were looking at me, and they thought I was possessed by the devil. And then I got into black metal because my first boyfriend was a metalhead.
Awesome.
And he got me into bands like Mystic Circle, Old Man's Child.
Wow.
Of course, Demo and Cradle, those Siebenburgen, those were bands that I listened to, and they all had female voices, and I loved the contrast of, the light, innocent female voice, and then the evil beast.
Okay, yeah, it's another way to balance this. But when you make it, it's fantastic.
I also love horror movies, thriller, and I'm a big movie freak, and I am not at all into romantic comedies and those kind of girly things. So and I love makeup. People know that I have a blog and I enjoy that, but that's also part of my job as a singer. I've been always my own hair and makeup stylist, and I enjoy that too. But I just do what I like.
Yeah, which is the most important thing. That we are very, very lucky that our life, is so cool, and we have. Yeah. I'm very thankful for this. All right, so it's been almost an hour that we are together, so thank you very much. I wanted to before I let you go, I wanted to also have Isaac in so we can chat a little bit all three together, and then right?
Yeah, that's it.
So are you here? Oh,
there he is.
Here is the devil with the devil horns. How you doing, man?
Really good. How about you?
Yeah, we're fine.
I've been sitting here listening to all your crazy stuff.
I also love the reverb of your room, man.
Yeah, you like it? It's my house.
I love it. It's awesome. Yeah, I just it was a very cool conversation with Simone. She's been so nice to be with us, and now I'm gonna. You're gonna be the next one.
You're gonna torture Isaac now, right?
I'm gonna torture him. Yeah, I have a lot of questions about guitars and stuff like that, so we can nerd properly.
Alrighty. So now half of the people will leave the conversation because
I know, but who cares, right?
Exactly.
As long as we can be nerding as much as we can. Cool. So Simone, thank you very, very much. You're a sweetheart. Thank you. And we will discuss about new Epica plans with Isaac as well. So thank you very much for being with us. And I hope to see you soon. I hope to tour again with you guys soon.
That would be nice.
That would be great.
We'll bring
Thank you
Jeffrey Brass for your outfits.
Okay. Yeah, a lot. Okay. No worries.
Okay.
Okay, and also, say hi to Oliver and your kids. Okay.
Okay, take care.
Stay home. Ciao.
Veel plezier, Shaki.
Dankjewel. Doei.
Bye. Ciao.
Ciao. All right. How you doing?
I'm doing really good.
Sorry. Yeah. So you're not. I know Simone. She lives in Germany.
Yeah.
You are in
Belgium.
And how is it? How's it in Belgium?
Really good. It's sunny outside still.
yeah. But I mean, how is it? The fucking lockdown in Belgium, man.
Yeah, it's like a light lockdown, so it's not like a strict lockdown. We can still leave the house. I think it's pretty similar to what Simone said. So we can still go out as long as we keep distance. We still need to wash our hands and stuff like that. But obviously they say that if you shouldn't be outside, don't go outside. But luckily I have a big garden and it's good weather. So
yeah, I have some questions about your garden, about the horses. So yeah. So basically, what are you doing now? You have hobbies, of course. You're working on the new album. You're done. No, you don't have hobbies.
No, I'm just bored. No. Well, music is obviously like the biggest hobby, and that keeps me busy. Like the first couple of weeks, I came straight out of the recordings for the new album, and I pretty much didn't even notice there was a lockdown because I was in practice mode and we did recordings, and then I found out about some nerdy stuff on guitar, so I wanted to practice more even after the recordings. Mm-hmm. So before I knew it, I think 2 weeks passed by or whatnot, or 3 weeks. And then it started to become good weather, so we started to work outside in the garden because everything is exploding right now.
Yeah.
And there's always work to do. And as you mentioned, we have a horse and a pony and whatnot. You
ride the pony, right?
Every day. It's the first thing I do in the morning.
You ride the pony.
Yeah. No, I don't, because he's really like this.
How old is the pony?
He's 2 years old. He's called Louis.
Because I've seen that was it was a big one birthday 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, sorry, 2-3 days ago. It was like, it's now 18.
He's 18. That's
an adult. Now he's an adult.
Finally he can go out.
Yeah, he can drive finally.
Yeah, exactly. And I can drink when we go out. Yeah.
Awesome. So, all right. So let me check the questions also, because there's a lot of questions about the guitars, of course. So what's the first guitars you bought yourself?
Well, the first ones I bought, I think it's this one.
Wow.
Which is Ibanez Prestige. It has a piezo bridge. And it has, I put in the white EMGs. They're white. I didn't want them to be white, but they were the only ones they had at that time in the shop. So that was probably before web shops even existed. So, but it's not the first one I got, because the first ones, so the very first one was a classical guitar. Mm-hmm. And I got it from my dad because we were supposed to go to music academy. Mm-hmm. And actually I wanted to be a drummer, but my dad said I wanted to be as cool as you, but
you made the right choice, man. I know. Trust me. I tried, but then I went back. I was like, okay, I don't think so. Yeah.
You felt lonely at the back of the stage, I guess.
I mean, Yeah, I mean, like I love to be a drummer, and I still enjoy to play drums. And but yeah, there's no like for me, being in the front is totally different, and I feel way more comfortable. At least live, like in the studio, it's more or less the same than before. Nothing changed, but live was a little bit frustrating, and sometimes it's. Yeah, there was a guy that asked Simone how she was find the way to have like the right mood every night. It's very hard, and therefore, I think that is pretty similar to be a vocalist and a drummer, because there's a lot of energy involved. Okay, so it's more on the singing side that I find this a little bit harder than on the guitar. And when I was drumming, it was the same. Like when you had like personal issues or stuff like that, that's pretty hard to find the right mood. But there's something magic that as soon as you make the first step on stage, something happens in your mind and everything becomes like spectacular, even if you had like the hardest fight with your girlfriend, or you had like any kind of issue, sometimes it's hard, especially when you have like some personal like health related thing, then it's a total another story. But I've seen musicians going through this and deliver, if it was nothing. So I think there is definitely something magic that happens as soon as you step on stage.
Well, I think as Simone mentioned earlier, I think it's right that even if you have like a off day or like a bad mood or whatnot, like the stage can definitely give you a lot of energy, actually, and the people in front of you, interaction with the band, because let's face it, even within the band, sometimes it's like you're so much on top of each other, and but then from the moment you start your show, it's like, okay, let's do this, and before you know it, the show is over and you had a great time, and you can go back being depressed. So yeah, I think shows in general, for me, give a lot of energy. And, yeah. So you're right.
Imagine an Epica tour with FLESHGOD and Septic Flesh. That would be great. That we baptized this new podcast with Cream.
Yeah.
Septic Flesh drummer. It was a great episode. It was the first one, and I have to be honest. I'm still tuning. This is a little bit weird for me as well. I'm trying my best, and at first it was like, oh, my English. I have to improve my English. I have to do this, do that, but I've been lucky enough to have very nice guests so far, and I felt very comfortable. So
you're doing fine.
I'm doing fine. Okay, cool.
And you look good, because I saw that yesterday. You said you would shave, and you're all.
I shaved. Look at me. I look like Caravaggio, which is what.
For a metal guy, you look pretty handsome.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, so Isaac, which guitar you like the most these days? And also there was another one. Do you know how long the new album title track would be? How long?
I know how long it will be. Yeah, I know.
But you cannot. Oh, I'm sorry. I tried my best to make him spoiler a little bit, but it's not going to happen today. Who is the guitarist that you look up to, or you looked up when you first started?
Well, when I first started, I didn't look up to anyone because I didn't like playing guitar, because as I mentioned,
a drummer.
I wanted to be a drummer, right? So, but then slowly I started to, so I was around 8 years old when I started playing classical. And I think soon after that, probably the first real rocky kind of band I picked up was Guns N' Roses. And Slash obviously has been a big influence on me growing up, little Isaac. And then from there on, I started listening to Pantera, so Dimebag is definitely one of my favorite guitar players. My dad and my older brother, they listen a lot to Pink Floyd, so I think Dave Gilmour is definitely up there. He has great melodies. So I grew up in a very musical family. My mom is a classical, or was a classical piano player. She never really pursued a career with that, but she's graduated as a pianist at the College of Music.
Technically, you're fucked. Every time you come up with a riff, it's like, no, that note is wrong. I was like, my mother doesn't know shit about this, so I can pretend that it's right. I was like, no, it's right. But you can't.
My dad used to do that. Like he would just like fuck with my brain pretty much, because I would practice classical, and remember, I didn't like it in the beginning, so it's like this struggle to practice. And then he would just sit on the couch and be like, no, that was wrong. So I look at the paper, I'm like, no, it's good. No, it was wrong. So I play it again, and he would say it over and over again until I just gave up. Like, I thought I played what was there, and then afterwards he would say, well, it was just a little joke. You were right, it's fine. So I hated it even more. And it was actually, so I pretty much looked up to one of my teachers, and because he was the one who opened my eyes, so to speak. Like at a certain moment, I must have been maybe around 14, 15, and he said like, hey, you're not doing a lot for this music or for guitar, but still you're pretty good. So let's make a deal. Let's start practicing and just do it for a couple of months, and then you'll become way better. It's going to be much more fun. And then you don't have to drag yourself to music academy all the time. So I accepted that challenge, and he was right. You know, after a couple of months, I just became exponentially better. And that was pretty much the start of it. Because
I think fun is the most important thing. You know, if you're not having like this is
And I think like with any instrument, if you start out, it's just hard and it's not fun. You know, it's like you try.
When I started to play drums, it was horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the worst thing ever. Wow. But you know, it's motivation, determination. You know, that are the things that. But this, after like when you're already, you know, into the. You already found your path, you know. You're right. At the very beginning, when I was starting with, I was very confused, and everything looked so big and so difficult. So I perfectly understand.
Yeah.
And
I used to play saxophone
again with this thing. It's happening again with this with this new chapter of my life, hosting a show.
And then
but I'm starting having fans here. You're getting better and better as a host each week. You look more comfortable and confident now. Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you. This made my day. This definitely made my day. Awesome. All right. There's a lot of questions about. Smart drummers always come around to play guitar. Yeah. Yeah. Or even better, become a singer that you have to carry the mic and that's it, you know. There's a guy that is asking, what is your favorite pair of headphones for listening to music?
My favorite what?
Pair of headphones.
They're downstairs, but it's this one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see this.
It's a Sennheiser, but I don't know the model. So wireless something.
It's PXC 550.
Okay, super complicated.
I know we don't have a deal, but
yeah.
it's just what I like, and it's what I got as a present from my girl. So best present ever.
Of course. All right. So there's a lot of people enjoying this show and watching this. Thank you very much, guys. And there was another one. It was very cool. It was like the best best guitarist in heavy metal history. You can name 2 or 3 maybe.
Well, I have it right here. This is the best one. It's all bashed up.
Yeah. But I'm. Oh, yeah. Of course.
Gibson,
but it's the best guitarist, not guitar.
Oh, guitarist. Well, maybe for me,
even worse.
It would be.
I have a suggestion.
The best guitarist in heavy metal.
I have a suggestion.
Dimebag.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Okay.
What's your suggestion?
Ingui.
Yeah.
Of course.
He's There's only one Ingui.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, it changed my life. I mean, like when we started FLESHGOD, it was like it's a totally different story, totally different genre. When we started, we were very much into death metal. We still are actually, but we expanded, and we got many other influences, of course, growing up. But still, Malmsteen and Marty Friedman are still there. So much.
Yeah.
In fact, we also have to announce, actually, the winner of a contest that we made last week. We made a contest last week on our page, and we got so many videos of musicians, guitarists attempting to play one solo of one of our songs called as Perfection. And so I have we check them. We check all of them, and everyone was so killer. So thank you very much. There's plenty of very cool and very good musicians in the world.
Actually, I wanted to give it a shot just for the fun of it because I would be here, But then, so I went to your web store, downloaded the guitar tab, and then I started with the first note, which is the 24th fret, but I only have 22, so I thought.
I know, yeah. Well, we have these 3 guys that I want to mention because they're being killer. And it's Federico Maraucci, Italian guy, Alberto Barzi, another Italian guy, and this guy, I try my best with the pronunciation because I think it's Polish or something. It's Matevc Pocic, okay? Or yeah. And sorry if I pronounce this wrong, but these guys. The video of these 3 guys were the best, and the winner is, drum roll, is Alberto. Alberto did a great job, and I really appreciate this Marty Friedman vibrato vibe, which is something that I really love to put in the solos when we write the solos. So yeah, we're gonna play the video live now, and after this we will go on, and we're gonna have also Fabio, our guitar player, commanding the solo together with us.
Cool.
Okay,
have a listen.
So check this out now. guy's incredible. I can't imagine how good this.
Hi guys, here I am. Can you see me?
Yes.
Cool. Hi Isaac, how you doing?
Very good. How about you?
Yeah, cool. Not bad. Lockdown.
Lockdown. Yeah. What can you do? Oh, now because of the delay, I can see it on YouTube. I can see this guy play, but I can't hear it because I put it on mute.
All right, so
I'll check it out later.
on air
Checked it
again.
out many times so far, and it's crazy.
Yeah. So this guy Alberto won a T-shirt of our store, and and a chat with you.
Of course.
So Fabio's with us now, and so he is a killer guitar player.
Killer guitarist, absolutely amazing. Actually, I checked out all the submitted videos, and this one was definitely the best. The other two guys that you mentioned were very good as well, so it was very hard to decide at the end. The best one, maybe Alberto won, even for slightly different thing, but was better at the end. Definitely was really good. So all the vibrato parts were actually perfectly in tone. That everything that he did was.
You're becoming too technical and too boring. Come on, perfectly in tone.
You can't talk about vibrato enough. It's great.
No, it was amazing. Was really, technically speaking, was actually perfect. For some aspect, was probably even better than the original one.
Fuck you, man.
No, the taste that he put it on the parts were fucking perfect, amazing, absolutely perfect. So he definitely won, well deserved.
Cool, awesome. Yeah. All right, so you are in Rome, lockdown now?
Yeah, I am in Rome, unfortunately. So I am, away from my girlfriend because she is in Milan, and I couldn't get back to her house to stay with her because we remain split apart. Because otherwise, the risk to go there was very high. To get, problem with the police because of all the restrictions that we have. So for the moment, I'm stuck here, like many people, like me. A lot of people is in the same condition. So I hope as soon as I can to get back to her. Yeah.
Hopefully we will have like.
But I'm good. So for the rest is okay. I'm with my family, so I cannot complain at all. It's okay.
How long have you been in lockdown now?
Yeah, definitely. I'm anyway lucky to stay with my family, even if I'm, away from my wife, and it's bad. But
Yeah, she lives in Milan, and all the area.
The worst place to stay in Europe probably now because of the coronavirus, and it's the worst place. It's probably where everything started from in Europe, probably. So it's the center of everything, and that's really problematic. So let's hope that
it's gonna be that is a red zone, and I think the restrictions there are gonna last way longer than.
Yes, probably yes. We can just hope that everything is a bit fixed, even just a little bit to be able to get there and then see her and a minimum, because we are now on the more than 2 months that I cannot see her. Was after
it's even worse than touring.
Tour. Yeah.
Even worse than touring.
Yeah, worse than touring, because more than one month, it's hard that you are away, for a tour.
At least you don't have me all the time.
But it's
blasting
okay,
all the time.
Yes.
Right. So thank you, bro. Thank you for being with us. So again, thumbs up to Alberto Barzi for winning this, and awesome.
The best one, definitely.
Okay, ciao Fabio.
Ciao ragazzi.
Bye.
Bye Isaac. See you.
Ciao.
All right. So, yeah, that's
hard, man. Like, how long has he been on his own now without his girlfriend?
2 months, he said.
2 months. Wow. Yeah, because you see, I've thought about a lot of these situations, like where people can't see each other.
She works in Milan, and when all this happened, you know, they just all the connections were stopped, and trains and everything, and she couldn't leave her job there, and he couldn't move. He wanted to go up, but we were almost leaving for the tour. So we decided, okay, stay here, because otherwise, you know, it can be risky. And then after that, we canceled the tour, and they have this lockdown going on, very strict lockdown going on there first, and they are still red zone. There's the region is the death toll in that region is huge, is enormous. So very sorry about that.
So what's the reason for that? Like, are there maybe some Chinese there, or why is it?
I think that it's they got in contact with all the skiers in the Alps or stuff like that. It's very hard to understand. There was also a guy that traveled to China, that came back and might be infected. You know, it's very hard to find the origin of all this, but that area and the virus spread so fast in that area at the very beginning, because everybody was there, and it's a very populated area, and it was even if it's one of the most well organized area of the whole country, it was very hard to face this and you know, and make it work. And so a lot of doctors died there. They got infected. So very, very sad situation. Yeah. Crazy. But so that's why I'm sending all of my positive thoughts and all the positive vibes possible to the north of Italy that are, you know, carrying this super huge burden right now. Yeah. All right. So we have some other questions, and then you know, we're gonna be. We have just 8 minutes left, and where I still have. I have a list of all the things that we wanted to do, but it's too much.
I still have like 7 days left. So.
It's impossible. So let's read. Hey Isaac, drop in one of your solos. It's very hard to do it now.
I can do an acoustic one, but
whatever, you know, if you want to.
Let's see if that works.
Okay, wow, live performance. That was great. So guys, please show your appreciation. Awesome. Yeah, super awesome.
So, I shut down my Logic has been on for, I don't know, a couple of weeks, but then because I knew I would do this, I shut the whole thing off because I didn't want to have any interference. So no sound for electric.
I wanted to mention this other thing that you are running right now, because besides of Epica, you are also running a very cool project which is called College of Metal.
That's right.
Which is another endeavor of Isaac, right? Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about this thing?
Sure. So I started this last year, and as Simone mentioned, we had a little break from touring. Usually we go like touring, writing, touring, recording, touring, and it never stops. You know how it goes. And so she mentioned that she she preferred to have a little break in between all the touring and recording. So that's what we did. And I thought, you know, sitting at home, I could start teaching again because I've been doing that for 20 years or something. But then I thought, if we start touring again, then I have to tell my students to fuck off again and like to go find another teacher or something. So that's when I decided to go for College of Metal, which is a place where artists show the songs that they play every day. So I also asked you, so hopefully you can join.
Yeah, we are working on it actually.
Yeah, and also I'm waiting for Helveti to record their stuff, but obviously this whole situation slowed the whole thing down. But either way, so the Epica lessons are guitar tutorials, and every tutorial is one song. So I'm not telling you too much about techniques and whatnot unless the song is asking for it. And that's the concept. So I'm not explaining anything else than the stuff that I'm playing. So I'm explaining Epica stuff, and if you would join, you would only explain FLESHGOD stuff, and you know, so that's the concept. And you know, it started last year, and I still have to build the whole platform. But
I know that it is a huge project, and it's very, very well done. And I highly suggest the people to get there and check it out.
Oh.
I also give the link, which is store.collegeofmetal.com. Is that right?
That's correct.
So you see, I'm
Thank you very
much. Better and better, even during the episode. Yes, that's a very important thing I wanted to talk about. I already did it a little bit with while Simone was here, but this is very important that people understand that the metal scene is still it's underground music, and all the musicians involved in this big thing, are always trying to explore new fields and new things, to make it work, and it's very important. So it's important that all the bands understand that it is essential that they support the bands in all the ways possible, which they can be lessons, they can be purchasing merchandise, they can be supporting the bands through Patreons or whatever. It's essential for the artists to go on and still deliver art and music. It's a tough world. It's a tough world, and whatever we do, it's can be very important for musicians.
Yeah, and I think it's also the job of creative people like you and me to push the boundaries. Like, we're all in this situation. You just started this podcast thing, and it's just like, okay, we're in this situation. You still want to be creative, so you create this.
Yes.
Band, and you just go for something else. And that's what I tried to do with College of Metal. It was just a way for me to also give back to the artists, but also to the people out there. Like, throughout the years, a lot of people asked me for guitar tabs or whatnot, and so that's my way to give back to those.
That is great.
Yeah. So I mean, every time when shit hits the fan, I think it's up to artists and creative people to find new ways of doing things. And you already see that happening with the live stream stuff. And I saw a band who made a video clip with people sending in pieces of video, it might not be like the best video clip ever, but still they found a way to still be creative and productive. So I'm not too worried about the future of creative people. And this just
that's true. That's true. So we just have to change a little bit our mind and our we were used to kind of routine, create an album and then go on tour promoting it, and we still actually, I didn't have time for anything else. You know, I was so busy with the band, and then all of a sudden I had this time, and I was like, okay, now I have to maybe explore new fields, and this is one of just one of these new chapters of my career. So I'm happy. I'm happy.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. So I have some links here that I want to, and some stuff that I want to tell people. First of all, I want to say that, we are going to have bass players too. So we are not racist against bass player at all. Because, I'm inviting, especially in this first episode, some good friends of mine, and mostly they are like maybe drummers, and that's why we started with 2 drummers. So we started with Cream, and then we have Yukam from Hamon Amart last week, and Dave from Psychroptic, and now we have a guitar player and Simone, she's a singer. But so of course we're gonna have bass players too, and I want to spoiler a little bit. So next week we're going to have a drummer, though, and another singer. The drummer is going to be Adrian from At the Gates, which is one of my favorite bands of all times. So for me, it's a big success to have Adrian here. Yeah. And also another good friend of mine, Julian, from Benighted. And he's going to tell us his story because he got coronavirus.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He got it because he's working in an hospital, and now is healing and is doing fine. But he's gonna tell us how bad it is to get a coronavirus.
Oh, wow.
Actually, it's like it's gonna tell us how it is for real, and that's it. And also, I wanna tell you that. It's very cool if you show us that you are watching this podcast. So tag the Saturday Night Lockdown, and or you make a screenshot and you tag FLESHGOD, and we're going to share it on our socials as well. And I want to thank Nuclear Blast for letting us try this new thing. I think it worked very well. This is just the first episode. Hopefully it's going to be better and better in the next weeks. And I want to thank, of course, Francesco Ferrini, my piano player, who is now a director, like a broadcasting director, and Mike from Nuclear Blast, for helping us with all this thing, which is it looks like it looks like a small thing, but there is a lot of work behind all this podcast, and I want to give thumbs up to all the people involved. And also, I want to thank you, my precious guests of tonight, Simone and you, Isaac, for being so cool and so supportive. So thank you very much. I think all the fans appreciated this very much also. And I see a lot of comments, people going on writing. It's we can't go on forever, but now we are already on our 1 hour 33 minutes, so we have to quit. If you want to support the bands, you go and purchase merchandise again. Buy music. You go on store.collegeofmetal.com and you purchase lessons, or to the Epica store. If you want to support us, you go to shop.fleshgodapocalypse.com and you buy stuff. We just reissued a new a t-shirt from by Colin Marks, the Bloody Violinist. So if you want to go there and get it, it's much appreciated. And again, next week, 6 p.m. Central European Time, on a FLESHGOD Apocalypse Facebook page and on Nuclear Blast YouTube channel, Saturday Night Lockdown 4th episode is going to be on air. with me and Adrian from Etiquettes and Julien from Benighted. Yeah, I fucked up, but it was almost perfect. All right, so with this big smile, you have a very cool smile, and I hope to have I have a super cool smile as well. We send positive vibes to everyone. Rock and roll vibes. Listen to metal. Listen to Epica. Listen to FLESHGOD Apocalypse. Listen to anything you like, but stay home, stay safe. Thank you, Isaac, very much.
Thanks for having me. Take care. Ciao.
Ciao. Thank you, guys. See you next week. 6 p.m. Central European Time. Saturday night lockdown. You don't have much better to do, so here I am. Ciao.
Yeah.